Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Thorup, Clinical Director at My Practice, My Business. I'm excited for you to watch this video, which is a little snippet of the Clinical Business of Dentistry training, where we teach dental business and advanced case presentation. Let's start out with talking about where new patients come from into our practices. The number one spot where patients choose a practice now is if we're in network. If we're in a PPO plan, if we're a provider for that plan, that has overtaken every other reason a patient has chosen a practice to become a new patient in. The second reason is convenient hours and location. That's not a lot we can change, but definitely convenient hours we can. The third reason is looking for 5-star reviews. At My Practice, My Business, we teach offices how to do social media very simply so that you're always on the top of the search engines. Doesn't require another company to come in and do that for you if you just have the basics set up for you and you just maintain consistency. The fourth reason is technology. And the number one technology that patients are looking for, intraoral cameras. They want to be able to see their condition and know why they need treatment. And the fifth reason is good old school word of mouth, asking our patients to refer their family and friends to our practice. In fact, we always ask our patients in our practice, hey, if you have any family or friends looking for a dentist, man, and they're like you and they're happy people and they have great personalities like you, hey, refer them to our practice. If they're ornery people and they're not fun to get along with, there's other dentists around the area that they're looking for new patients too. Send those people to them. So you can have a lot of fun with that. But let's go back to the number one reason why patients choose a dental practice as a healthcare provider. That number one reason is being in network. But the equation of being in network means somebody has to lose in that equation. Because why? Insurance companies literally take 30 to 40% of our fee-for-service fee. And if you understand what your direct operating costs are per hour, and you understand where true profitability comes in, you know that it's difficult to be profitable with insurance companies. So somebody loses in that, and typically it's the dentist. In fact, dental insurance is really destroying our practice. They're turning us into what I call nonprofit entities. Insurances literally are destroying our dental business. We oftentimes are paying for our patients' work. Composite fillings, definitely we're in the red on those, and we oftentimes pay for our patients' dentistry when it comes to those. And the other problem is dentists have had decreased or salaries that have remained the same. So are you sick and tired of it yet? Are you ready to have a change in thought leadership? The interesting thing in dentistry is no business in this world has the same price point when there's a differential in cost of goods except for dentistry. I have never seen any other business have the same price point. For example, you can't go buy premium gasoline at regular prices. The same holds true with crowns. There's one code, one description, and one fee. Yet there's a myriad of different labs that we can use out there when it comes to purchasing crowns. And shouldn't the consumer have choice as to what goes in their mouth? And shouldn't they have the ability to pay for that choice, even with an upgrade? In the business world, we see there's differentials in cost of goods everywhere. In the transportation industry, I can't fly first class at coach prices, can I? I can't go to Starbucks and pay a McDonald's fee, can I, for a cup of coffee? How about water? Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of different types of waters out there now. They don't all cost the same. And you can get water out of the tap for nothing, okay? But what about optometrists? You see, the optometrists figured it out years ago, and you all know where I'm going with this. If you have vision insurance or not, but especially if you have vision insurance, if you want the better frames, your insurance covers the basic frames. But if you want those really cool looking frames, you got to pay more for them, don't you? It's called an upgrade, right? If you want the extended wear contacts, what do you have to do? You have to pay for them. That's called an upgrade. You see, we upgrade in the business world all the time. It's called the trading up phenomenon. Howard Schultz of Starbucks, Leslie Wexner of Limited Brands, they said American consumers love wonderful goods and services, and they're willing to pay a premium for those services that are emotionally meaningful to them. And that's the key, emotional. You see, trading up has existed in good and bad economies. With our practice, with upgrading products and services, we still saw 85+% case acceptance in two downturn economies. Right now, we're always consistently running at 90-95% case acceptance on any upgrades we do. You see, the middle market consumer, which makes up the majority of us in this nation, will trade up in one area that's emotionally meaningful to us. In other words, if our dental care, our oral health care is important to us, we'll pay for those things that are emotionally meaningful to us, and then we'll just not feed our kids for a month to be able to pay for dentistry. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll trade down in other areas to be able to afford those things. That's why I never judge a book by its cover. I always believe that every patient that comes to my practice wants and is willing to pay for dentistry because we make it emotionally meaningful to them. You see, patients want and will almost always choose better options if they're given that choice. But it has to be emotionally meaningful to them to upgrade or they won't buy it. Think about all of you out there with the different types of hairstyles you have. I cannot believe how much money is spent in those hair salons with hair and other services that they provide, and yet those things are emotionally meaningful to the people that go there. It's emotionally meaningful to me to have my Apple Watch with Mickey Mouse on it. As you can see, I'm a big Disney fan. One of the things that we teach in the Clinical Business of Dentistry is the Disney approach to customer service. And we're always constantly reminding ourselves to give our patients that experience because that's emotionally meaningful to them. Offering choice, as taught in all the business schools across this nation, increases trust. When we give our patients choice, that trust is increased. If we just treatment plan, hi, you need an all porcelain crown, go to the front and we'll give you a treatment plan. But if you actually give them a couple of choices, that's what promotes trust. And it just requires simple communication that we teach. You see, the secrets to thriving in dentistry are in need-based dentistry, not doing all kinds of crazy new protocols, procedures, not half of the fluff that's taught to us out there. No, it's in the clinical business of dentistry, small course corrections in how we bill and how we present treatment, using codes we forget to use or we don't use at all. Those changes are what cause us to be able to increase revenue and increase it dramatically. Docs, you provide an unbelievable service. Stop giving it away. That's the most important thing for you to do. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Over 25 years ago, I had a patient walk through these very doors of my office here. They came in with their 17-year-old daughter, two parents did, and that daughter was the cheerleader and the prom queen in 2.5 weeks, and she kissed the side of a swimming pool, and she broke off 8 and 9. Not all the way, but too much for a composite restoration, and I needed to do all porcelain crowns on both those teeth to make them look really, really good. Now, I could have used a basic all porcelain crown that I was using, IPS Aries at the time, but there was this crown that came out by one of the labs here in our neck of the woods called a Procera Elite Crown. It was just a zirconia coping with porcelain stacked on it and then clear occlusal translucency, several layers put over the top of that. Those crowns were expensive though. The Aries crown was $75. The Procera Elite crown was $200. Do I pay for that? No, the patient should pay for that. In fact, we should do what all businesses do, and the difference, we should put 100-200% markup on that. That's called business, doc, and that's what they never taught us in school. So what did I do? I called the insurance company that they were with. I called Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I asked to talk to somebody who could help me with this problem. They put me in touch with the general manager of the Intermountain States, and her name was Mary. And I asked Mary if I could charge the patient an additional fee on the already existing code, even though I was contracted to only accept a certain fee on that code. Mary said to me, no, Rob, you cannot increase your already contracted D2740 code. And I thought, oh, this is terrible. And right next after that, she said, but you can put it under the 2999 or 9999 code and call it a cosmetic upgrade. And I said, hooty whatty? Cosmetic upgrade, I'd never heard that term before. And she said, that's right. She said, Dr. Rob, what you're asking to do for your patient is provide a value-added service that we can't come between. You have 2 different products you can use. One is more expensive. And she said, of course, you are not the one that should pay for that, but the patient needs to. We're not going to, she told me, because we already have our contracted fees we'll pay for. But she says wherever there's a differential in cost of goods or a value-added service can become a profit center to you to help make up for the areas that you lose money on by taking our plan. In fact, Dr. Rob, she said if you'd read page 4, bottom paragraph of your contract with us, it says, any value-added service that you provide is on a fee-for-service basis. And I said, okay, Mary, wait. I'm already providing a D2740 all porcelain code. And she goes, did you not hear me before? She goes, I know business is really tough for you dentists to understand, but try to understand. That's a value-added service. We term it a cosmetic upgrade in our books. And I said, this is fantastic. I said, Mary, there's a $125 difference between the two crowns. What should I charge? This is $125? And she said to me, you dentists are so stupid when it comes to business. What business in the world would just charge the difference between the two products? No. You're providing a value-added service to that patient, one that you hope comes out really well, and you may have to send back to the lab. You might have to have custom shading. You're taking a lot of responsibility to make sure that those two crowns look perfect. She goes, charge whatever the market will bear. And I said, whoa, teach me more. What does that mean? She said, there's a tipping point. If you charge too much, you'll lose money, or you might lose the sale. If you charge too little, you're leaving money on the table. You have to find that happy spot where you know the consumer is going to choose your treatment, but you don't want them to leave also. And I said, Mary, this is fantastic. And she said, even if you wanted to, you could create your own code because you only have to send in CDT codes that you're contracted with. If you want to use an internal code, you can do that. Call it Procera Elite. I owe my life to Mary because she taught me business principles that I actually knew working for my dad in a battery company when I was young. You see, do you see obstacles or opportunity, Doc? Do we enable our patients and enable insurance companies to cause us to do free dentistry, or are we going to put our business hat on and stop giving it away? You see, it's not the insurance companies, it's really us. Nobody's ever taught us the clinical business of dentistry. How many of us actually read those contracts? The very next day, I had my office manager open up every one of the contracts. We read them, and we found the same verbiage in every single insurance plan we took. Do we ask the right questions? Years ago, I took in and had some of my partners in a private investigative firm that I'm a member of, and I said, you guys are going to help me out with an investigation. We're going to record every conversation with all 26 PPO plans I take, with all 26 insurance companies that I take. I want to have 3 questions answered. And we asked 3 very powerful questions. And the third question that we asked is, can we charge an upgrade fee where there's a differential in cost of goods? Meaning, anywhere on any procedure where there could be a baseline product versus a more expensive product, can we charge the patient an agreed upon amount that they are responsible and not use the insurance company? If the insurance company said no, which sometimes the frontline people would say that, and then we'd ask to talk to our provider relations specialists, and they were the ones that knew the answers immediately, we would say, well, who pays for it? We're not paying for it. So you're actually practicing dentistry without a license when you're dictating to me what I should offer my patient and when I shouldn't. You see, they can't do that. But every one of them were very positive and very much said, yes, but there's 2 problems that we see that doctors don't do. They said, 1, the doc will not give the patient information regarding the upgrade that the patient understands. Whoa, my dental docs, the system that we created, we knew why we created that product because we've been doing this for years. And the second thing is they don't sign appropriate consent for that upgrade. We just barely had an office up in Washington call us just the other day, and they said, look, the insurance company is making us refund money for how we've been upgrading because of those very 2 things. And they said, we heard about your company, we're calling your company, we want training, we want the system you guys have, what's it called, dental doc, something. And so we said, yeah, exactly. We will help train you and teach you how to do it the right way so you don't get in trouble with the insurance companies. In fact, the insurance company said, we don't understand why dentists don't offer their patients choice. We would want to be offered choice. Isn't that amazing? At My Practice, My Business, we teach the clinical business of dentistry training and consulting that helps your offices do 5 things. 1, it increases practice revenue with need-based dentistry. That's powerful. 2, the correct way to offer choice to your patients. 3, get paid fairly for what you do. Now that's a big one. 4, we help you discover hidden revenue streams within your practice that you do every day. And 5, we help you implement simplified business principles and protocols that are not taught anywhere else. Yes, we teach truths about the clinical business of dentistry, about insurances, about the way you should practice each and every day. We streamline, we cross-train. In my practice, everybody in my office can help each other out within their jobs, except mine. I still haven't been able to teach my assistant how to do a root canal, and that's the most important thing I want to emphasize. We never do anything that is not legal, moral, and real. We continue to teach truth. That's why offices love us. That's why we're disrupting the typical consulting companies in dentistry, because we're able to teach the clinical business of dentistry. What should these truths mean to you and your practice as you're watching this video? Do you want to have status change? Do you want to be able to go, wow, these are business concepts I've never even thought about? Or do you want to continue with the status quo-itis? That's what we call it. Just an inflammation of more of the status quo. And that's what we see a lot of practices do. But the practices that engage in our company, oh man, do they make way more money, have happier employees and happier patients. It's something that's an experience that you have to see for yourself. What did I just learn? You just learned how to have more income, a lot more income, how to have more family time, decrease your stress, have happier employees that don't want to leave, have emotionally satisfied patients, and fund your retirement account much faster. I want you to give us a call. Find out more information of the clinical business of dentistry, consulting and training at My Practice, My Business. You owe it to yourself to go to mypracticemybusiness.com and learn more about our clinical business of dentistry training. We are disrupting the dental consulting industry because we teach the clinical business of dentistry. We are teaching things that have eluded dentistry for years. These are business concepts that are done in every other business, and it promotes oral health care, it prevents lost revenue, it makes for happier teams, happier docs, happier patients. Call now to learn more. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you have a great day, and we hope to hear from you soon.